John, now that the preseason slate's over, I guess how do you feel like your guys progressed from start to finish?
I think the camp's gone well. I thought the guys came in really good shape. I went through that part of the camp very well. Progressed. We did a lot more tape work early on this year as far as our concept. Covered a lot. I liked, we scored 5 goals. Was it 5? 5 goals tonight. But I liked our checking. And again, I know it's not against a full Islander lineup, but I just like the attention to the checking part of it. Saw the people we needed to see. Thought we were fair and the people that got the ice time and got the games. And have a really good assessment of most of the guys that came through camp. And now we'll see where we go and try to get our roster down to 23 Monday.
You had mentioned before camp started that you wanted to see what Sean Tortorella was like on games, on the bench, stuff like that. What have you maybe learned about him that you didn't know before?
Yeah, exhibition, it's a little bit different. I think, and quite honestly, I think he needs to be selfish about himself in getting his game together. Spending 2 years away from the game, he needs to focus on himself, and I'm sure that's what he's doing. I think I'll get a much better indication of him, how he goes about it, when I think he feels more comfortable. I think his camp has gone well. The ups and downs, which is expected, I think it's going to take a little time for him to totally feel comfortable. Then I'll see what he's like. But I think he needs to be selfish, just worry about himself.
Do you at least see the flashes of what he was before the injury? I mean, obviously, there's 20 months worth of rust he needs to shake off. But have you started to see what you remember seeing when you were coaching?
No, not really. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I just think he's gone about it. He's steadily going through it, trying to figure it out. He gets run over tonight. I think a little blindsided, but those are the things he needs to get through mentally. I don't know. I know you guys want all of the information, but information doesn't happen until you start playing the real stuff. And I think he has a ways to go to get his game, and I think he realizes that. But I like the way he's going about it.
You mentioned this week that you and Danny kind of have a understanding of what you think the roster is. After this performance, do you guys feel like that kind of reassures it that now you're in the standing of like, okay, now we can go from here?
Yeah, I think we, before the game, I don't think a lot changes in how we're going about it and what we think it is. But we'll see, and we'll talk as a group and see what we come up with.
We talked to Tyson a few minutes ago, and he said that he felt like this was his best all-around game of the preseason. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, moved the puck well. I thought he was on the puck, protected the puck well. I thought he played really well. I know he doesn't have the points, but I thought he had a good camp, and did a lot of the little things that I'm looking for too. Big body. He had a good camp. I want him to score just to get a little pressure off himself. And I think that's what he's done a little bit in this camp here after coming on with a little bit of flash last year. The game's hard, and I think he's just put some pressure on him. If he scores a goal or two, I think he'll feel much better about himself.
Andre was a late addition to the lineup tonight. What do you see from Emil tonight?
You know what I really like about him? I thought he made a bunch of mistakes, but right after he makes a mistake, he makes a good play. And I don't think he's afraid of anything. I don't think he's afraid to make a mistake. I like a lot of things about him. I think sometimes he struggles with some of the quickness and the sticks that are used in the National Hockey League. I think it has a little bit to do with the size of the building, that they're on you quicker, and there's some good players. But the thing I look at him is that he's not afraid to go back and make that hard play after he just coughed one up. That's a really important point for that position and the youth of him.
How much can you learn after mistakes, particularly with young players? It's nice when they make a play. how much you look at that, how they respond after they do make a mistake.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that's what you find out about the mental makeup of the person. And at that position, I think is really important.
John, this time last year, you guys didn't have the benefit of good health. Is it nice to have like good decisions to make here?
Yeah, that's the key thing. I just wanted to get, I think we've been very fortunate. We have some nicks here and there, but hopefully I don't get any reports tonight, nothing real serious. And that's the key thing. I think every coach in the league, that's all they want at the end of exhibitions. That's the number one priority, is just get out healthy so you can make the proper decisions as far as what your lineup is.
At the end of
One or two more?
at the end of last year's camp, you basically said that you thought Noah Cates, who at the time was battling for a spot, was maybe the best player in camp. Obviously, this year he has a spot pretty much, unless he completely flops. So people's eyes weren't necessarily on him as much. But did you think he had yet another really strong camp?
Yeah, I watched him offensively tonight make some plays, and I think he's going to feel. We were just talking about it in there. Okay, kid, you play center. You used to be a wing. You play center, and you go check everybody else in the National Hockey League all year long, and see how you come out. That's what I asked him to do last year. I think he understands the position better. I think he feels that there might be a little pressure taken off him, because I think we have some other center icemen that can help him out there. And the thing I liked about his camp, and especially tonight, I thought he made some really good offensive plays. So he's been impressive from day one. The amount of stuff I gave him last year to do, he handled so well. I'm looking forward to seeing him play again this year.
Thank